It's gonna be a fucking movie, and I plan to make everybody.
You shouldn't go off the internet. I feel like you should explain yourself.
Brother, I love
scammer, bro. We been knew there was a fucking rug coming, bro.
FaZe Banks has been completely destroyed. And now, it looks like he's disappearing from the internet for good. If you know Logan Paul and the whole CryptoZoo scandal, then you already understand the type of downfall we're talking about. FaZe Banks has become what many people are calling the Logan Paul 2.0. He scammed people out of huge amounts of money, tried to dodge responsibility, and just like Logan, attempted to push the blame onto others. But the truth always catches up. And when someone keeps pulling shady moves, it doesn't go unnoticed forever. FaZe Banks has now been exposed on every level. And this time, there's no bouncing back. His career, his reputation, his influence, all of it is finished. But how did he go from being one of the most recognizable names in gaming to being completely cancelled? Let's break it down. Richard Bankson, better known as FaZe Banks, has always been surrounded by controversy. His entire career has been built on drama, reckless decisions, and high-risk moves.
Yo! FaZe Diddy, Will. That's what we're about to start calling him.
For years, it felt like he was always just one mistake away from losing everything. But somehow, he'd slip through the cracks and live to fight another day. That formula worked in his early 20s, when wild antics made him look like a rebellious genius. But the older he gets, the more those same antics make him look out of touch and, frankly, desperate. And after dodging accountability so many times, this time it feels like his luck finally ran out.
You shouldn't go off the internet. I feel like you should explain yourself.
brother, I love you, and I love, see, even in the midst of bullshit, you do have a great heart.
Let's rewind for a moment. At one point, FaZe Banks was on top of the world. With the legendary Clout House and FaZe Clan at its peak, the brand was valued near $1 billion. Banks had the image, the lifestyle, and the influence that every creator wanted. But things fell apart quickly. FaZe value plummeted, eventually turning into what some called a penny stock brand. The hype was gone, and FaZe was fading into irrelevance. That was until GameSquare swooped in. They purchased FaZe and surprisingly brought Banks back into the spotlight, this time as CEO. Not only that, but Banks even bought 25% of the company, giving him full control and ownership. It was his big comeback story.
Making money, we're snapping necks, we're cashing checks, we're having fun.
I mean, chat, he owns FaZe now, bro. I saw you have the passwords, right?
All I ask is that, over the next couple months, you guys ride with me into battle, because shit's gonna get dark.
He cut down the old roster, brought in new faces like Jason Lewin, Stable Ronaldo, and Silky, and relaunched with a brand new FaZe house. Suddenly, it seemed like Banks had pulled off the ultimate redemption arc.
It's gonna be a fucking movie, and I plan to make everybody who thought they caught a bag and caught a lick on your boy look like a fucking retard and feel dumb.
You're back, and welcome to the brand new FaZe house.
Yeah!
But instead of keeping things clean and proving the haters wrong, Banks went right back to his old ways. The scandals started resurfacing. Past allegations from Alyssa Violet and Sky Bree reignited, painting him as manipulative and shady. But the bigger hit came from his involvement in crypto. Banks was linked to projects that tanked in value, like MLG, which went from a $200 million valuation to just $12 million, leaving countless investors broke. Streamers like Cuffum and Neon even admitted they lost their savings because of him.
My mother's life, wallahi, my mom could strike dead right now. I invested in MLG. I swear to God, bro. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. I swear to God, bro. I wasn't streaming at this time. I invested in MLG. I swear to God. I swear. And don't laugh. I don't care. Don't laugh at me, bro. It was me, Wumatama, Culling, and Cheezer. We all invested in MLG, bro. Behind the scenes.
Meanwhile, big names like Asmongold pointed out how obvious these scams were, calling out the endless cycle of useless coins.
Why do people think that they need 1 million different cryptocurrencies? Why do you need like 4 or 5? Where is the demand for all of these random coins? The only reason why there's this demand for a bunch of random coins is so dumbasses who think that they deserve to be millionaires can lose their money.
Even people who had once supported him started to turn. Bruce Dropamoff predicted over a year ago that crypto would be the move that finally brought Banks down.
Wait until y'all see that crypto shit that they up to, twin. They got some cooking, twin. That's why all these niggas trying to, hey, bro.
But the ugliest part of this whole situation came from his relationship with Aiden Ross. Instead of owning up to his role, Banks tried to shift the blame onto Aiden and his community, claiming they were the ones behind the shady moves. The problem? There's actual footage of Banks guiding Aiden through the investments.
Hate at all. I just want to help people. That's really it. So if you guys are telling me exactly what to do, I'm not going to make one move without your guys's.
That's kind of the whole point.
Cool.
You called me 2 weeks ago and asked, you said, I'm with my friend right now. He's saying this, he's saying that. And I said, please, Aiden, just don't.
Yeah.
Let's do this shit the right way. That's
Got
the
it.
whole point.
Aiden, who once saw Banks as a brother, felt completely betrayed. And for a guy who once made Banks cry by gifting him a replacement for his stolen Richard Mille watch, this betrayal cut deep.
We were doing this at the end, bro. Okay.
Ricky, open your fucking eyes.
Bruh. Oh my God.
While things may have been patched up privately,
Because I'm telling you guys right now, I got my lawyer on the phone and I legit made them sign, all of them, Frank, whoever else in that room, and I made them sign saying they did not dump on me on that stream. They didn't scam me.
the public wasn't buying Banks' excuses. People saw him as someone desperately trying to spin the narrative, even faking support messages to make it look like fans still believed in him. At this point, it didn't matter how much he denied it. Years of shady history, from gambling and CSGO Wild to predatory contracts with Tfue and other FaZe members, had all caught up to him.
We been knew about you, bro. We been knew about you, bro. We been knew you were a fucking scammer, bro. We been knew there was a fucking rug coming, bro.
And this wasn't even his first crypto scandal. Before MLG, he was tied to other pump and dump schemes like the Save the Kids coin, where multiple FaZe members were accused of cashing out on their own community.
First, I want to say all the stuff about the gambling, the stunts, the drinking. I told my lawyer I did not want that in there, and he will do exactly just that. He will take it out. So that is no worries. That is out of my way. What I really want to talk about is the main point. I never wanted to upset anybody. I never wanted to bring that stuff in. I never wanted to get anybody to get emotional because this isn't about that. This is about me and this contract that I signed when I didn't know any better. I'm an idiot. I should have never signed it in the first place. This 3-year contract.
Banks tried to distance himself, but fans never forgot. The problem with Banks is simple. He never really grew out of the same old pattern. Even in his late 30s, pushing 40, he's still chasing fast money, pushing risky schemes, and burning bridges with anyone who gets too close. Instead of reinventing himself or finding a sustainable path, he doubled down on controversy, and now he's paying the price. Today, Banks has stepped down from FaZe clan leadership. He's desperately trying to salvage what's left of his reputation, even reaching out to crypto investigators like CoffeeZilla to clear his name. But so far, even CoffeeZilla doesn't seem interested, which says a lot about how much credibility Banks has lost. Sure, Banks has made millions over the years, but now, the internet has turned on him. Even when he donates money to charity, like when he pledged over $100,000 to MrBeast's Team C's foundation, people don't see it as generosity. They see it as damage control, another PR stunt from a man whose image is beyond repair. After more than a decade in the spotlight, FaZe Banks' downfall is complete. The scandals, the scams, the betrayals, they've all piled up until his career collapsed under their weight. He may still have money, but he's lost the one thing that once made him powerful: influence. And in this era, once the public loses faith in you, no amount of money can buy it back. At this point, FaZe Banks isn't just stepping away from the internet, he's being forced out.